Good morning. You're listening to Slices of Wenatchee. We're excited to bring you a closer look at one of our top stories and other important happenings every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Today, this year's Northwest pear harvest is bouncing back in a big way, with growers expecting a 60% increase after last year's devastating freeze. Before we continue, have you joined Neighbor yet? If not, download the app today and join local conversations about issues that matter. Neighbor is a site just for our local community focused on facts, not misinformation. Best of all, it's free for everyone. To learn more, visit WenatcheeWorld.com/NABUR. Now, let's jump in. Pear harvest season is shaping up to be one of abundance across Washington and Oregon, with USA Pears projecting about 16.8 million 44-pound boxes of fruit, well above the 10.6 million boxes picked last year. That steep jump is thanks to near-perfect weather and improved pest control, a much-needed recovery after back-to-back winter freezes in 2024 wiped out fruit buds and even some trees. Last year's harvest was the lowest in more than 4 decades, and many growers described it as half a crop at best. Some orchards even saw trees collapse under the strain of repeated cold snaps. This season, the turnaround has been dramatic. Warmer spring weather allowed blossoms to set more fruit, and with optimal pest management, growers are reporting pears that are not just more plentiful, but also larger and of higher quality. Washington State Tree Fruit Association President John Devaney said that while the crop is 60% bigger than last year's, it's still only slightly above the 5-year average, a reminder of how exceptional 2024's losses really were. Washington and Oregon together produce about 90% of the nation's fresh pears, making this rebound a vital boost not only for growers, but also for packing houses, distributors, and export markets that depend on steady supply. Last year, U.S. pear exports fell to their lowest level since the 1980s, with production dropping to volumes not seen since the late 1960s. This year's harvest is expected to stabilize the market, even if it won't fully erase the challenges of 2024. At the same time, researchers at Washington State University's Tree Fruit Research and Extension Center in Wenatchee are pressing forward with new projects, from rootstock breeding to ultraviolet treatments that prevent storage decay. More than $800,000 in research funding was approved this year, with most of that work happening locally. Associate Professor Lee Kalsitz said the focus is on helping growers adapt to shifting conditions and build resilience against future freezes. If harvest continues at this pace, crews expect to finish picking by mid-October, marking a welcome turnaround from one of the toughest years in decades. For more, head over to WenatcheeWorld.com. Are you passionate about the issues shaping North Central Washington? Then you won't want to miss the Wenatchee World Forum at Pybus. This monthly event brings together newsmakers and the community to dive into the topics that matter most. It's your chance to engage, ask questions, and be part of the conversation shaping our region's future. Have questions or need more info? Visit WenatcheeWorld.com/forum. Now, a few other stories you should know about. Chelan County residents now have a chance to weigh in on the long-planned expansion of Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. The resort released an independent economic impact study alongside the county's draft environmental review, opening a 45-day public comment period. The study projects $48 million in annual economic output once the 20-year build-out is complete, along with millions in new tax revenue and hundreds of jobs. Plans include new housing, chairlifts, restaurants, and infrastructure improvements, with the first phase expected to deliver the biggest boost. A grievance hearing in Wenatchee has brought to light tensions between the Chelan County Sheriff's Office and the union representing its deputies and supervisors. At issue are complaints that were allegedly filed in secret personnel files without deputies' knowledge, including one case where in-car audio contradicted the findings. Union representatives argue the process violated their contract, while Under-Sheriff Dan Osment publicly apologized for errors in the investigation, but insisted the intent wasn't disciplinary. The matter is still under review by county commissioners. Wildfire conditions in Chelan County prompted commissioners to declare a state of emergency this week. The move comes as the Lower Sugarloaf Fire has burned more than 14,000 acres between the Chumpstick and Entiat River valleys. while the Pomus Fire in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest has grown to more than 3,500 acres since June. Evacuation notices remain in effect for parts of Ardenbois and surrounding roads, with crews working containment lines and structure protection. Officials say the emergency declaration will speed up response efforts and keep public safety at the forefront. Finally, the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center's weekend dances are drawing a wider mix of generations these days. Once the domain of ballroom dancers from older crowds, the twice-monthly socials now see younger visitors stepping onto the big wooden floor for line dances, hua, and classic tunes. Coordinator Mary Fran says attendance is steady at around 30 to 45 people, and while not everyone comes to dance, the live music and alcohol-free setting make it a welcoming space for families and singles alike. Thanks for listening. For more information on all the stories you heard today, visit us at WenatcheeWorld.com. The Wenatchee World has been engaging, informing, and inspiring North Central Washington communities since 1905. We encourage you to subscribe today to keep your heart and mind connected to what matters most in North Central Washington. Thanks for starting your morning with us, and don't forget to subscribe to Slices of Wenatchee wherever you listen to podcasts.